What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm a little discombobulated, so pardon moi. Let me do some adjustments, fine adjustments here. It's all automated, only by voice. What's up, Frank? How you doing? Good evening, Dennis Christensen. Hello, hello. Good to see you. It's been one of those days, so I'm kind of just trying to catch my bearings because I barely made it in here a little while ago. I got here in time to throw together a thumbnail, post the stream because I've been indecisive. So bear with me, trying to, like I said, catch my bearings. And of course, episode 67 now, which is amazing. Considering doing some little tweaking to things, but I want to talk to you guys about it first. And also, um, like I named the stream this week is let's categorize and kind of want to talk about the shrimp categories in these contests. We talked about the North American and International contest. I'm familiar with the categories that we had in the American shrimp contest, but I kind of want to see if we can all clear the air a little bit and go over the categories. Hopefully, maybe even Rob or Eric or Grant or Joe or Rob from Flip Aquatics or Therese or anybody, maybe somebody that was new last week because of our stream and they're joining us this week. Throw the questions, help us out. We like to do this as like a brain trust of knowledge versus I'm the expert. This is how it is because I'm definitely not that guy. Um, so yeah, 865. We did good last week. I think it was like 8 or 9 subs that just from last week. So that's pretty cool. I gotta go over here to this side. Let me do this. Sorry, I was itchy scratchy. I just noticed it on YouTube when I switched over. Oh, that's funny. But at least I know I could do this stuff and go over here to customization and particip, participants. It's been one of those days. It's just crazy, stupid. So okay, now it's saved. Now I can go back. Now it should be subscribers only mode. And all right, cool. Oh, let me check. Oh, why am I in top chat? I told you to get it all out. So, hi, Linda. Hello, Coro. Hopefully, you got your set right. Maybe you said something last week and I just didn't see it. 865, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Hey, I saw you posted a short. I don't know. Was it on Instagram that I caught it on? Where you're trying to, who are we trying to help out? Who are we trying to get to 1,000? Besides me. But who else? Who was it that you were talking about? I can't remember right off the top of my head. It's not Rob DeFreeze, is it? Because I'm pretty sure he got that not too long ago. How many were we who were we talking about, Daniel? I know there's probably a little bit of a delay. SC Catahulas, I got your shirt still. I still have your shirt ready to go. I even have the envelope to send it in. So I will get that to you. Tomorrow will be a day off, partially. I'll explain later. If I don't think so, but George emailed me and it took a month and a half, and we live in the same state. All right. Well, I did mail it out. from the post office. I know that Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats got hers. Hello, Brandon. Just bring it to the. Hey, there you go. Save me the shipping. Yeah, that's a good idea because that's still the plan, especially after last week. Oh yeah, did Jeff come in? Yep, there he is. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? I was going to ask you. Yes, it was you like a year and some time ago, maybe it was about a year ago, but I thought it was a little bit after that when you bought um, the blue bowls. I wouldn't know if you call them crazy blue or whatever, but you got those. You got 5 of them from me, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Just wondering, curious how they're doing, if they're doing. Okay, yeah, she got hers. Nano aquarium guy. I love corporate shrimp. It's so funny. I'm not corporate, but I get it. I feel like it. It's one of those things. It's it's kicking my butt in some ways. Uh, Today is my Friday. I've switched my schedule around. I used to be off on Wednesdays. I really liked it because it gave me all day to get ready and go live. I didn't get any videos done, obviously, or I would have posted something. Uh, but now I'm trying to get home from work, and that, as I've explained, is a tedious process for 20. I think it's 23 miles overall, all mostly on a highway, except for getting onto the highway and then getting off the highway, going through town and coming to my place. So it takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, 23 miles. I leave like today. I left at 5:30. I got here at about 6:25. Got out my computer, put the thumbnail together, posted it, live stream. Let's talk categories. Because last week, talking about the categories and our great, awesome, regular friend here, Frank Basanta, Mr. Early is all could be most sometimes. Used to be Mystery Snail Guardian. She'd snail it early. Um, but Frank was mentioning the categories, and let's talk about the categories a little bit more in depth, at least the judging of the categories and how all of that works. And the best I can do is because of the last two American shrimp contests that I've done and been a judge, I feel like more honestly, and this is just, I feel like I'm more of a guest judge than the hardcore judge like Joe and Eric. I mean, because those dudes, trust me, they know more than I do. I'm too old to have that much information in my head, or at least I say that. Wink, wink. Let me see here. Super Blue, they're doing awesome. And I might have got a little yeast in the tank, and it hasn't been the same since. Oh man, yeah, those they were awesome. I miss my Super Blues. I just wanted to check because I remembered that you had some, and I was like, I hope there's still some that are out there in the world. I had them breeding good. Ah, that'd be cool. Yeah, no doubt, man. Anyways, so categories. I got an email from Frank, and he was talking about it, and I really think it's something that should be clarified a little bit more for the general public, not for the breeders that are entering their shrimp in the contest because they know, right? It's the rest of us that are the viewers, the enjoyers, the enthusiasts, the hopefuls and maybe wannabe breeders. And maybe if you knew and understood clearly what it is that each category is and how you might enter your shrimp, then you'd be more comfortable just doing it for fun, because at least you know, hey, I'm going to give it a shot in category number 6, which is blah, 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 blah. Right. So that was kind of what Frank was bringing up, that let's talk about it a little bit. And that's why I'm hoping is, I think, let me look. I'm because it's something else Frank brought up that made me kind of scratch my head, and I was like, oh no, I thought it was just a thing, a weekly thing. I see Kyle streaming, so that's good. You got Big Hank, or is it the other way around? Okay, but is Mr. Aquarium streaming live, or was that just a 1 week thing? Because last week I know that that was a little bit of a, I don't know. I kind of was like, uh-oh. But anyways, no, I don't see that, but I do see Kyle still streaming. Let me come back over here. So we got 17 people. Want to talk about the categories, and hopefully once everybody else is done, maybe some more people will trickle in. The easiest way. Hey, what's up, Peplin? I love shrimp. There could be some hidden. Oh, I hope. I love shrimp. Speaking of, hey, let's see.
I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?
Therese said she liked that one better. So I started off with that one. And I'm going to come up with some more designs, so help me come up with those ideas, right? All these little things that we can do, we can talk about in the next few weeks. The closer we get to both Aquashella and the Aquatic Expo, I hope to have my ducks in a row. Which it's a lot easier these days to do that when I do what I'm doing right now, Saturday through Wednesday. I think Hank started at the same time with Kyle as a guest. Oh, it's the other way around. Okay, cool deal. No worries, but I wasn't worried about that. I know that Corey was streaming last week, and so it made me kind of worry that we weren't going to have too many people, but thank goodness we had the Shrimp Princess here. And thank you very much, Therese. I really appreciate you coming on with us. We did talk after the stream for a really short while. I do want to get her back on, talk more other stuff, but I also want to go over these categories. I'd love to be able to get, and I think I'm going to try to, for both of the contests. Again, I haven't heard anything about me doing anything at all. So I'm just playing it by ear when it comes to Aquashella. But you know me, I'm a geek and I love shrimp. So let's learn as much as we can, because I think it's fun. It's very fun for shrimpers or even just shrimp keepers. A couple of years ago, when Jess first entered her shrimp, she didn't think anything of it, but she entered her orange Neocaridina sun-kissed shrimp, and she got second place. So, and she had a blast doing it. And that's what it's all about, right? So, hi Jamie A, how you doing? So that's one of the things that, yeah, I think if more of us knew and understood the categories, understood how to enter shrimp, understood how to bag them and ship them, so that you don't even have to really, earthquake, you don't really have to be there at the contest, but you can still participate by sending your shrimp in. One of the, besides way back in Facebook, when I first started getting on Facebook and I would get on the shrimp sites, USA Shrimp, Freshwater Plants, I don't know, all the different websites where I was trying to learn as much. And it's a lot more now than there was in 2018, or they've grown. So, anyways, when I got on all that stuff and I was trying to learn about the shrimp, I had first started seeing shrimp envy stuff. And that's when I was like, and of course, me, I'm going to go, let me Google shrimp envy. Ooh, look at all this stuff. And somebody's making their own food. And I'm like, damn it, they stole my idea because I was trying to come up with my own foods too. So I even had all the different spirulina, the garlic powder, the bee pollens. I had stuff to learn how to make foods. But I saw shrimp envy stuff and I was like, huh, interesting. Well, the first time I think, had an interaction with the Bloomfields was without having an interaction at all. And it was at the shrimp contest in Orlando. And I had volunteered as a helper. And so part of my job was to keep the judges away, Joe, Eric, and I think at that time Lucas, or Grant. I don't know. No, because Grant competed as well. I don't remember who the third judge. Maybe it was Rob Lupton. But anyways, my job was to take all the shrimp out of their bags, know the name of the person that submitted those shrimp, make sure I put them in the appropriate tank without the judges knowing. So that meant I took the shrimp, put them in the tank, acclimated them, dripped them in, and then put them in the tanks and hope that none of them died. And so the shrimp that I got from the Bloomfields, I was like looking at the bag. It had every single parameter written on the label and the category and the name of the shrimp. And so I was like, wow. And I was like, that's right. I do have shrimp envy. And because I always liked the name, it was a catchy name. So that was my first interaction with the Bloomfields. And it's kind of grown from there and through the strangest ways. Not as much through shrimp. We knew of each other, but when I was in the emergency room and Cherie reached out to me and just gave me a big hug over the internet, and forevermore, she is a friend for life. That was amazing. And I believe that Rob, Cherie, and myself have become friends through this. So amazing things. I can't wait to meet them in person at the Aquatic Expo. And hopefully he's watching. Maybe I'm laying it on too thick, but no, I'm sure he would have said hello if they are watching right now. But they're probably making food, rolling sticks. Let's see. I got to catch up on questions. See who's on. We got 19 people in here now. So slowly we're getting some people. Yeah, co-op belongs on Sunday, damn it. That messed up my whole system. Yeah, that's what I was like, oh no. But that's the other thing. So because of my schedule now, because of the way I do my week and the way it is that I come in discombobulated, trying to start my stream with only like minutes of preparation. I just got my food and it's sitting right there getting cold, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm not going to be rude and eat while I'm streaming. That would be very rude, right? That would be no, I'm not going to do that to you guys. So everybody's talking a little bit. Used to do it too. No small range business. Yeah. Ah, gardening stuff. So categories. Well, there's 19 of us. Let's start with the easiest one. Let's look. Let me go here to the Mr. Interweb. I say interweb the way that I say it because of a particular show that was popular 15 years ago. Anybody? Walter. used to say it. If that's a hint, that's a good hint. Walter used to say it. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Let's see. There we go. American Shrimp Contest at Aquashella. So, in this one, much shrimpler with 6 categories. I like it. This is very, very shrimple. Let's share this. My mouse, I think my battery's dying. Let me move over here, hit present. Jess, I'm just lurking and doing laundry, but eat if you're hungry, Papa. Share screen. Man, my mouse is going bad. Share. Add to stream. Yeah. Anyways, so if I look at there and let me make it bigger. All right. Can you read that better? So 6 categories makes it much shrimpler, and we like to keep it shrimple, right? Caridina, Neocaridina, all types, all colors. So when it comes from a judging aspect, here's my perspective, and do not take this as this is the way things get judged, because they do not. Okay. Even Therese learned real fast. So somebody tells you you can't do this, you're gonna do this. And I'm like, yeah, kind of. And I'm not doing that to this because I'm not trying to make a mockery of anything. But when I look at a Neocaridina and I'm judging a Neocaridina against other Neocaridinas in that category, and it has the rating on the scale, whatever it is, whichever category or subcategory, and it gives you a scale that however many points possible for that particular subcategory, right? Maybe it's color. If it looks like the color is a 10 color, I'm going to give it a 10 color. I'm not going to say I'm going to give it a 7 color because it's a Neo and not a Caridina. I'm judging that category as is. But the things that do get judged are homogeneity, homogeneity, however you say that correctly, phonetically. Um, it's basically about the from one shrimp to the next, how identical do they look as far as the gene strain, that batch, F12, F13, whatever, it's pure versus this shrimp is blue, this one's light blue, this one's dark blue with some black spots and clear legs. That's not It's not showing strong gene traits throughout your submission. Does that make sense? Your group of shrimp need to look as exact to each other as possible. That's one of the subcategories. Leg color, body color, um, size. Um, some of it, there's one category that I remember for sure that is judges rating 1 out of 10. You know, just pick your, if you think this is your personal opinion, not um, technical opinion. Does that make sense? So that's where I try to look at things. Not the same eyes as Joe, not the same eyes as Eric, not the same eyes as Grant, not the same eyes as Rob or anybody else, but I use my camera to help me. Even though I've always said that using my camera helps correct what my eyes do wrong, if that makes sense. When I look at it on camera, to me, it is the true color versus what my eyes, when I look at it with my eyes. No, that's not right. So I use pictures and it helps. And that's how I go be able to compare from what I'm looking at and from what I was just looking at, and being able to compare the two and getting close up looks at things. I use pictures and I use film and I use video. That helps me. It takes me longer than any of the other guys. They're more experienced, they're more well versed in the categories because they've checked those lists off and those boxes off several times. This was only my second time, so it takes me a little bit longer, but it is pretty much, I'm going to say it's as standard as possible across the tournaments because it's somewhat the same people that are participating. Now, that's why I think in the international version, there's twice as many categories. And then there's also some fun categories because I think trying to open it up to the world and like attract some of the really hardcore international breeders on the other side of the pond and get them over here to come play, come play with us. Come on. We got some awesome shrimp too. Come on. And so that, in order to do and accommodate how far ahead of us that they are, yeah, the more categories and being able to acknowledge a broader spectrum of the shrimp community is, I think, is really helpful. So we all have a lot to learn as far as all the categories, and I'm glad Rob and Eric and Nico and Benny and Carbon, they bear that responsibility because they know their poop, their technical stuff. They're not trying to keep it shrimple. You're all talking about plants over here. You're distracting me, squirrel. Picklebush cucumbers. Hi, Crowntail. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm going to read what y'all are talking about. Obviously, uh, at Papa Shrimp, go get a snack. Am I talking too much? Is that what you're trying to say? Papa Shrimp, very blurry. Let me see. Let me go over here to this side and see how it looks. Hey, wow. It's not that far behind, is it? Oh, it's not even showing. Can you see? Shrimp, shrimpity, shrimp, 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 shrimp. I love shrimp. It's okay. I mean, there's only 20 of us tonight. So I'm not worried about it. I just don't understand. When I look at YouTube, I don't see the categories. And I don't understand why. Oh, there they are. Okay. How did I get all the way there? There it is. Okay, you can see it. If you could magically engineer a shrimp, what would you make? Like, what features from one shrimp type would you mix with another? I that is a tough question. Okay, so like all the rave right now is boas. Okay, boas are all the rave, as well as snowflakes, but boas are a big one. Metallic ones are big ones that are really popular. Um, yes, I want to go that route. I definitely do not have the setup to even attempt trying at this point. I used to, we'll get there. But I think the kind of stuff that I would like to do is I'd love to be able to take like a orange-eyed blue tiger, right? But an orange-eyed blue tiger that's transparent enough so that you could still see the blue stripes distinctly, the dark blue stripes on its body, and you could tell that the rest of it is not as dark, so it doesn't look like a royal blue tiger that's like almost black because it's so dark blue. I would want it to have those characteristics with like the, what do they call them? The stardust shrimp with the little speckles, little white speckles, um, and almost like a mask, kind of like a boa that would kind of just mask it, or maybe kind of like a Santa Claus, where it's just the front mask over the face. But I would like a little bit of going back on the head, between the eyes, and maybe hopefully start to get kind of a metallic bluish look to it. That would be something that if I could engineer that kind of shrimp, I'm there. Orange eyes, tiger stripes, stardust speckles with a mask. And of course, spider legs. Spider legs, blue and white spider legs. That would be amazing if I could finally engineer something like that. Good question. If I could be any shrimp, I'd be the kind of shrimp I saw on Bama Bass, where he's got those saltwater or freshwater prawns that look like they have big old giant pinchers. Psh, I wish, but I think that'd be almost that I'd have to have like a swimming pool, a saltwater swimming pool with shrimp. But I don't know if I could do those. That's a lot of work. No. The answer is no. There you go. How about that? Yeah, I mean, not worked with them as far as trying to breed them or anything like that. I've shipped them. I've bagged a lot of them and shipped them. Um, even that, I was really surprised at how popular they were because when I was at Flip Aquatics, it was like every day I had to bag, well, every day that we bagged and shipped. I probably did 3, 4 orders of bamboo shrimp. minimum on the daily. And then at Jadrin, every once in a while, we had them in the tank. Every once in a while, I'd have to catch one. Uh, but I never really worked with them as far as trying to keep them. I'm still just still trying to recover from everything else and get back to what would like to do with my shrimp. So, yeah, I know. But I'm working on it. Freshwater prawns. Hi, Sage. Veto Aquatics. Hello. Who else snuck in here? Mountain Greenery. Hello. Um, all right, that's cool. I think I got everybody so far. So far, but maybe people will sneak back in. So, anyways, let's Neocaridina, right? Those are the things. This makes it easy because then it doesn't really matter really or solid colors. They're going to be judged the same all the way across. Personally, I'm going to put a little more thought into how I judge the reallys and the separation of colors and have to judge the solids more on how true and uniform the solid is and not go, well, the really's cooler looking, so he gets more points. You know what I mean? That's that's only really the hardest thing I would think would be trying to make that distinct because the reallys do look cooler, but at the same time, you know, an awesome blue dream shrimp is an awesome blue dream shrimp, just like an awesome neon green shrimp is an awesome neon green jade or whatever they call them. I'm red green colorblind, so that's the one of shrimp that I do not like to keep. Even the cameras don't help. Well, yeah, they do, but still, no. Um, but yeah, that's I think that's some of the hardest things that you got to look at when it's like that is just the really is cooler in general than a solid. But some of these breeders that are breeding their neos kind of are getting to the level of the blues are really blues, the yellows are really yellow. So it makes it a little bit harder on the judges when you have that. Now, I believe on the other contest, I believe there's two categories for the Neos. Yeah, we're talking about American Shrimp Contest, so let's stick with that. But I believe the other one has two categories: Neocaridina and Neocaridina solids and Neocaridina reallys. So, and maybe I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not going to say anything. But anyways, so Caridina Crystal category 2 here at the American Shrimp Contest. This one, all colors and grades. Those are your crystal reds, PRLs, crystal blacks, PBLs. Your, I believe, what's the other one? Um, it's not your golden bee, right? Is golden bee considered a crystal? I'm not sure. That's where I need other people's help. Stuff like that. The orange eye red devils that are almost black. Excuse me. That's an interesting question because I promise you, in some circles and in some ways, that bears to mind, and it comes to question. So, how do you prove it? Is that an issue when a no-name breeder pop up with a really high quality shrimp? Not necessarily. Um, not necessarily, but yes, I believe in everything contest related, shrimp related. I like to err on the side of caution as far as, well, that's not the right phrase, but I trust people. Believe people are doing the honorable thing. That's always my first impression. And I think the people that are involved in the community all are involved in some way, shape, form, or fashion with each other in the community. So, you know, you know. So, I believe you got to stick with the honor code. But I did see in the rules in the international contest where if it does come to question, you do have to prove with photos, film, maybe documentation if you have any, because good breeders keep track so that they know exactly where they are as far as they are on the seventh iteration of mama and daddy shrimp over here, and that they've bred them down and selectively bred them to get this 12th generation. So people document the date that they were buried, the date they were born, the date they were molted, when they did the water changes, any fluctuations in parameters, etc., etc. And they have that documentation ready on hand. Somebody comes to question, where did you get those shrimp? Right here. Look, or go check this out. Here's a video. And this is what I've been doing. This is how I've been documenting. They're all mine. At one point, I bought them from somebody so and so, but that was 12 generations ago, which is proof that I've been breeding my own. Right? So that's the boas are, I believe, a crossbreed because there are so many different strains that it takes to get there. Um, I remember when I was having a lot of discussions with, um, and they were not like this kind of discussions, but through texting and messenger, etc., etc. And I remember it being, you had to take a certain, I think it was a tangerine tiger, and mix it with a blue bolt or a blue steel in order to start getting, it was metallic or boa. I'm not sure which one, but it basically, it's the pattern that goes around the face, the mask, and the patch on the back of the head looks like the top of a boa, like a top of a boa's head. And then they got not galaxy spots, but more patchy. The cape is more, it's not so distinct like a fishbone. It's more, everything's more dramatic on those shrimp. It's really distinct. You get all the different variations, whether they're somewhat metallic. You get the blue boas, the white and reds, the white and blacks, similar to any of the pintos that I believe end up. I think it's pintos. Take pictures of your buried shrimps and your F1, however many, and that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, trust me, I used to. I'm still, man. Shh. I'm not going to make any promises I can't keep, so I'm going to just shut the beep up. But, anyways, this is where, for me, when I'm a judge and I'm going through the different categories of shrimp, I'm relying on the fact that somebody, in this case, in the American Shrimp Contest, Grant and Shelby, do all of the category stuff from the get go. So it makes my job as what goes in which category super, super easy because I don't have to do it. Right? They take care of that on the front end. But when I come in to judge, it's just tank number 1, 2, 3, 4 with whatever shrimp category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would think that by now I had reviewed my videos and studied up and have learned something from my experience. But no, I'm a horrible, horrible shrimp keeper. No, I mean, and the truth of it is I just, every aquashella has been such a whirlwind that it doesn't absorb. And no, I haven't watched the videos enough, and I probably should go back and do it. And I could take down some notes and I could answer all of these questions based on my experience that I've already been through and done that. But no, instead, I've been distracted, squirrel this, squirrel that. And so here we are, and you ask me a simple question, and I'm still going, duh, I don't know. That's just me being honest, because that's how it is. But it's pretty simple. You got your tiger variants, right? You got your Taiwan bees, you got your tiger variants, and then you have your crossbreeds, normalize, and crossbreeds, all colors and patterns, imorphs. So just know that that's why genetics experts like Grant and Shelby that know they've been doing it long enough and they're young enough to remember this stuff and they're smart enough to keep track of it. You know, those level of hobbyists at this point that have hundreds of tanks and stuff. I mean, I got what I have and that's it right now. So I don't I don't practice enough. There, that's the best way to explain it. And it's the truth. I don't practice what I do enough to be able to have those answers. But I am smart enough to rely heavily on the people that do know their stuff. So that's what makes my job in the times that I have been a judge is that I can always turn around and ask Eric, hey, what about a paradiddle diddle? Yes, I can explain a paradiddle. Paradiddle. And that's why they call it that, so that you go paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. That's a paradiddle. Thank you very much. And I actually put together a speech and explained a paradiddle to the class. I've done that before. It was a whole PowerPoint presentation and everything. Yes, I can explain a paradiddle. I can explain all of the rudiments. Back in my day, there was only 26. Now there's what? 42? Which category do yellow King Kongs fall into? That's a good question. Let me come back over here and get away from there. That's a good question. Let me pop it up. Aren't they a cross between Taiwan bee and a tiger? Not positive. I don't know all of these for sure. I do know that Taiwan bees, pandas, tigers, crystals, crossbreeds. I'm trying to remember in my head the way things were in the tanks that we had. But I don't think we had any yellow King Kongs. So I believe they're a cross between a Taiwan bee and I would guess a tangerine tiger. That would make the most sense. But again, shrimp don't mix like colors do. You don't put yellow and green together and get blue. Doesn't work that way. All of these shrimp came from not the colors and patterns that we have today. That's a lot of generational crossbreeding. Oh, I don't do any A-frames, but we do make some lean-tos. Barn style, ranch style, and lean-tos in a garage. It's good stuff. I still want one for myself. Yes, my other expertise. It's sad. It's been now probably, well, ever since I had to move. I don't think I've set my drums up since. Not a once. So it's been like 10 months since I've played my drums. That's sad. No wonder. I need to shave. Ugh, life. I like the barn style too, but they're kind of, to me, they're a little bit obnoxious because they're a little bit too much. But I really like the 8 foot wall height ranch style. The 12 by 16 is almost perfect for a fish shed. Think you could, or a shrimp shed. Of course, I'd like to have like 3 or 4 of them, but yeah. Am I going to do a drum and stream this weekend? I should. Heck, me and my buddy, when we're over there jamming the guitar, I have been playing a lot of guitar. So when me and my buddy are playing the guitars together, we've talked about that we should just throw on the camera and live stream us jamming like we do because we come up with really cool stuff and then we forget it and we can't ever remember it. But if we recorded it while we were streaming, that would be kind of cool. More storage up top for shipping supplies. Hey, there you go. Well, when you put it in that perspective, this is very true. Because definitely need to have a shipping station. But again, this is the benefit of me building up, tearing down, building up, tearing down, building back up again, is that I'm going to make sure that I do things the right way so that way it's all falls within a plan. It all, everything fits into place. Everything works the way it's supposed to. It's the benefit that I have of starting all over again. So I look forward to it. And again, I'm also going to do plenty of absorbing as much information from all the experts out there. And like I was saying last week, asked a simple question. If you had to start all over from scratch, filtration system, water change system, tank sizes, number of tanks used for each strain that you're selectively breeding, et cetera, having station for shipping, or that's the last thing on your mind when you're trying to get certain strains down to a science and create shrimp. That's not easy. I mean, look at all of the people that are doing it, that've been doing it for years and years and years and years, and they're still learning something new every day. So, yeah, I look forward to it. Bring out the drums. I know I need to. They're sitting right there. They're right there. I see them every day. They're in their cases all snug and warm. You can't ship me shrimp if you don't have shipping supplies. Yes, but I don't have to take up a whole 8 foot table with a bunch of shelves and have all this and la la la. I can make a little small shipping area. Of course, I got to have a sink. That's a must have in any fish shrimp room. You got to have a sink, right? So that's a number one, as well as a work table space to do all of your incoming receiving of shrimp and unbagging them and setting them up for uh, what acclimation, etc., etc. Yeah, when you set up, you should look at lean manufacturing 5S. Oh, definitely. Trust me, been there, done that. I used to be in manufacturing. I was a part of the Kanban system. I used to be a machinist, for Christ's sake. So, yeah, everything in its place. Every tool has its home. You don't touch my tools. I love shrimp. What's up, Stephen P? Good to see you, bro. I was thinking about you the other day. I was watching TV and at random, I think, I bet you Stephen P's streaming. I need to say hello. I haven't seen, heard from, or talked to in forever. So, yeah, sorry I didn't jump on the stream, but I think I was watching hockey. So I was like, nope, hockey's more important. We're getting close to the end of the season. Playoffs are coming. So, yeah, that's why my beard's so long. Yeah, it's the playoff beard. I'm getting ready for playoffs, right? You still use Kanban? Yeah, okay. Yes, definitely. Been there, done that. I mean, I spent the majority of my career when I was in the band as a machinist. Eventually, I was the setup guy. Eventually, I was the programmer. Eventually, I was the shop foreman, programmer, setup guy, all the way to quality assurance, CNC manager, to end up doing sales for ISCAR Tooling, which is one of the world's most innovative carbide tooling companies. So, yeah, that was fun. That's funny. Uh, y'all are funny. It's a good way to end. But yeah, so I'm going to see in the next couple of weeks and days, whatever, and try to get some help from all of my buddies that are out there that know way more than I do and that could help me simplify it in a manner that I could say, okay, this is where those go, this is where that goes, this, and here's some pictures. These pictures, the ones that look like this is a such and such, and these are such and such, and they go in this category, because that's me trying to keep it shrimple and make it a little bit more user friendly. So that way we can all have a little bit of fun and get in there and try and learn. The only way we're going to learn how to get better at breeding shrimp or keeping shrimp and shipping shrimp and sharing shrimp with our friends is by getting out there and doing it and have fun doing it. And contests like this is a good way to do it. And it's also a good way to meet some of these people that are the home breeders that are very, very, very good at what they do and that might be able to share some of their awesome strains of shrimp with you to help you get started so you don't have to do all the work that they did to get that level of shrimp in quantity. Even taking some of the culls is not a bad way to start you off at a higher level of shrimp quality versus getting some crystal red shrimp at your local fish store because they may not have but wholesale shrimp versus homebred shrimp, and you're always going to have less issues with homebred shrimp than you will from anything wholesale import and that's been through what they've been through at a very young and tender age, having to be jostled around the world that way. So, Janikin, what's going on? Hey, you know what? I haven't done this in a little bit.
I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?
There we go. I'm going to get rid of this because I think we are about done. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. And, you know, I'm going to get together with my buddies, get some information together. I can share it with everybody. So that way we get more clarity. And it's probably a little bit harder to do 6 categories than the other ones just because there's so much room in each category for the different variety of shrimp. But I'm going to get on it. I'm going to talk to the experts and we're going to share it and we're all going to have a little bit of fun with it. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you say hellos. We'll see you again next time. Keep it shrimple and peace out. Peace, peace, peace. Hit the button, Jerry. Got it. And I got to hit it